can take off my socks because it looks nicer without socks, and you can see my feet a little bit better, I presume. And if you want to wear socks, do so. But sometimes it's slippery, especially when you're on a towel or something else. You can feel like your feet are sliding away. You don't need a ball yet, but if you want to use something like a ball, you can use a ball. But instead of a ball, you can also use a pillow or fold a towel and roll it up, and then you have this kind of bigness for squeezing or supporting your lower back or something. So, good morning first. Let's stand on your feet. Big toes kind of turned in, slightly turned in, because it makes you more aware of your feet, and it also helps immediately to use your leg muscles a little bit more. So lift your shoulders up towards the ears and then slowly move your shoulders away from the ears. So just first very slow rounds, just to feel how your shoulders are doing. Are they stiff? Then make it even slower. Are they nice and warm already? Then you can make the movement bigger. You can exaggerate by moving the circles with the elbows on the walls beside you, up and down. One more up and down, and then bring your shoulders forwards. So move your arms up and forwards. Inhale up and bring them forwards. And the final one up and forwards. And then bring your shoulders one more time all the way back and lower your shoulders on your back. Now move your arms sideways or forwards and up. And then exhale, slowly move your arms sideways down. So you can bring your arms also forwards and up and then sideways down. Slow, gentle movement. Feel how your shoulders are doing. If you prefer to bring your arms up sideways, feel free to do so. Inhale up, reaching up, looking up, more weight on your heels. So bring a little bit more weight on your heels, pull your navel in and up, and exhale, slowly push your arms down. Once more, now interlace the fingers, so interlace your fingers, turn the palms open towards the ceiling, and now bring a little bit more weight towards your heels, pushing your heels out, and lift your rib cage, so feel like you're lengthening your waist. Now don't lean back with your hips, push your hips kind of forward, squeeze your thigh muscles, hug the muscles around the bones, and lift your rib cage. So your legs are strong, don't bend your knees. Take another deeper inhale, and slowly exhale, release your arms sideways. Both arms, they go up again, hands flat together. Lower your hands in front of the center of your upper body. Don't push your arms against your hands against your chest. Keep them just a little bit in front of your chest. Bend your knees, don't move your knees, don't move your hips, but turn your upper body to the left, your left. Look over the left shoulder, exhale, and inhale back to center. Now turn to the right, your right. Look over your right shoulder, push your right knee kind of forward, a little bit forward, because it has the tendency to go back, and inhale back to center. And once more, turn to the left while exhaling. Inhale back to center, and once more to the right. Slow turn, so feel the resistance. Where is it? Where are you holding yourself? And inhale back to center. Lift your arms sideways, stretch, and exhale, push your arms down. Inhale, lift. Now grab with your left hand, your right wrist, pull your right arm higher and higher, so it's really lengthening. And now at the same time, bring a little bit more weight to your right foot as well. So you're standing stronger on your right foot. Push your hips forward, lean back with your shoulders, and pull your right arm over yourself towards the left. Trying to imagine that you're standing in between two glass plates. Inhale, lift up. Now pull on your left arm, pull your left arm longer, and push a little bit more weight on the left foot. Try to look to the left. It helps you to move your left shoulder kind of backwards, push your left hip forwards. So it helps to engage more of your obliques. Inhale up and stretch again, right arm. And your obliques are those muscles that are diagonal in your belly. And it's nice to make them stronger. And inhale up and stretch it, and once more on the left side. So there's more weight on your left foot. You push your hips a little bit more to the left, but also a little bit more forward. Lean back with the shoulder, and then inhale back to center, and now exhale, slowly lower your arms down. Both arms go up again, hands flat together. Lower your hands again in front of the sternum. Bend your knees and turn to the left. Exhale, inhale back to center. Exhale through your mouth, exhale. And inhale back to center. Both arms, they go up. Now behind your back, you interlace the fingers. So interlace the fingers behind your back. Squeeze the palms of your hands together. Place your hands on your sacrum, just above your hips, just above your buttocks. And then push your hips forward. Lift the rib cage. And again, try to lean back without bending the knees. So if you bend your knees, don't lean back. Strengthen your legs first, because you want to help yourself with your legs. And then you can lengthen your waist, and from the length of your waist, you can lean back. So lift your rib cage, don't fold your neck in two. Keep your nose pointing up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your elbows and shoulders a little bit closer, and exhale. Bring the arms forwards. Now bend your knees, round your spine, round your back, and push your palms forwards. Now push your hips back, and at the same time, imagine that you have a tail. And the tail, you want to pull it in between your thighs forward. So push your buttocks towards your increases of the knees, push the palms of your hands away and drop the head, but don't lower your arms. Now try to push the space in between your shoulder blades to the wall behind you. So rounding your spine even more. Inhale, lengthen yourself. Also push your feet down, lean a little bit more on the heels and lean to the left with both arms. Lifting the right side of the rib cage, so that means that you need to stand on the right foot a little bit more. Inhale back to center, lean a little bit more on the left foot, stretch your left arm over your head all the way to the right, and lean backwards in your back, and push your hip forward. And then inhale back to center, and exhale, lower the arms. Now move your shoulders up and down again, up and down, feet hip distance apart, pushing your heels firmly down into the floor. It helps to activate a little bit more of your thigh muscles, and also your pelvic floor muscles are more active while you push your heels a little bit outward. Then place your hands on your shoulders, move your elbows towards each other, and then move your elbows sideways. So it's bring them closer and out, in and out, in and out. Push them sideways away. Yes, that's it. 4, 3, good morning, 2, and 1. Keep them out, 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 and push them back. Pulsation with the arms, so backwards. Feel how you can stretch your chest muscle, your pectorals, a little bit more for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower your elbows, bring them forwards and up, and then backwards and down again. So draw a circle with the elbows on the wall beside you. Lifting the elbows, move your elbows sideways and down. 2 more to go. And the final one, lift your shoulders, move them back and down. And then forwards and down. So bring them backwards, up and down. So reverse the movement that you just made. And this is the last one. Sometimes you hear funny sound from your shoulders. And then move your shoulders again up and backwards. And then lower your arms, hands on your hips. Now draw some circles with your hips by bending the knees, and also circle a little bit with the ankles so you feel you're spreading the weight over the soles of your feet. Draw the circles in the opposite direction. So you want to be a little bit looser also around the hips, because it gives you space for movement, mobility, and then it's easier to move. And then stop. Okay, separate your feet nice and wide, really big wide stand. You have to have approximately 1 leg in between your feet. It's a wild guess. Place your hands on your hips. Turn your toes to the edges, to the corners of your mat. And make sure that your knees don't go forward, but your knees ought to go to your toes. Hands on your hips. Push your hips back. Take another deeper inhale. Lengthen your upper body. So try to lengthen your waist and push your hips back, and then lower your hips. Up and down. So you want to go back with your bottom. Go back with your bottom. And then up and down. 6 more times. 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay low. Pulsations, soft pulsations. Not too big. Make it nice and small. Soft pulsations here. Also here again, push with your heels and try to create more space between your heels by pushing your heels a little bit more out. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Now in steps of 2. Don't stretch your legs when you go up. So it's down, down, up, almost up, down, down, up, up. down, down, up, up. 6 more to go. There we go for 6, 6. Up, up, 5. Up, up, 4. Up, up, 3. Up, up, 2. Up, up, 1. Stay low. Hands on your thighs. Now inhale, lengthen, and place your hands somewhere on the inside of your knees. So it's not on the inside, really in the increase of your knees, but more where your knees can touch each other. So push your knees away, backwards, but also sideways. So you feel it a little bit more here inside your inner thigh, in your groin, and then turn your right shoulder down, exhaling, and turning your left shoulder up. Now try to lengthen yourself, your upper body. So push your crown of the head forward and push your hips back. Can you push a little bit more with your right hand on the inside of your right thigh? Can you lower your hips a little bit more while exhaling? Then inhale, come back to center, and do the same thing on the other side. So it's a twist with your upper body and you stable your hips. So try to stabilize your hips by pushing your feet down into the floor and turning your upper body. Lowering down your left shoulder, turning your right shoulder up, trying to lengthen your entire back, your waist, your belly, your chest. You lift your chest, but you lower your hips. And then inhale back to center. Lift your shoulders, stretch your legs a little bit, keep them in the micro, bend your knees. If you want to make it heavier for your thighs, you can bend your knees even more. Now roll your shoulders back and try to bring your shoulders above the hips. Then move your arms sideways and up. And then exhale, slowly lower your arms sideways and down. Inhale up. Exhale down. This is the final one. And then push your palms of your hands away. So push, push, push with your hands. Lower your shoulders. Don't pull your shoulders up towards your ears. You know, try to lower your shoulders as much as you can. Now try to push your head kind of backwards. So it feels kind of arrogant. So you lift your chin and slightly higher, and then you can look really, really keen. And then you draw with your arms those circles. Small circles, try to keep your upper body nice and still. You can try to lengthen your arms even more by pushing the palms of your hands away. If it's very heavy for your hands, because you might feel tingling sensations in your hands, then try to bend your elbows a little bit. For 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse, opposite direction. Try to keep your wrist as high as your shoulders. So lower your shoulders as much as you can to make it easier for your wrists. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and now push them down behind your legs. So push your arms down behind your legs. 4 more. 3 more with a kind of resistance. So use your own resistance. 2 more. And this is the final. And then you keep your arms behind your legs. You keep pulling up your fingers. Can you see it? So your fingers need to be pulled up. Strong arms. And then you push your arms up and down as quick as you can. Now bend your knees. Try to stay with your shoulders above the hips. Lean back with your head. Lean back with your shoulders. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift your arms. Lower your shoulders, lift your chin again. Smile, relax your jaws, and then push your arms back and forwards. Back and forwards. Well, they don't go very far forward. Try to push your arms back. So again, this is very good for your pectorals, to keep your chest nice and open. It helps you to improve your posture, walking up straight, sitting up straight, giving your spine a little bit more support from the muscles on your back. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, and small pulsations. So we're almost there. Come on, hold on. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the tension from your arms. Shake your hands, shake your shoulders. Turn your toes forwards. So turn the way you have your head, your feet. So instead of feet sideways, now point your toes forward. It will prevent you from falling forwards. Now roll down with your shoulders. Bend your knees. Drop your arms. And if you feel hamstring stretch in the back of your leg, bend your knees even more. By bending your knees, you will make your thighs, your quadriceps stronger, which will lead to more freedom in your hamstrings. So you will stretch your hamstrings eventually. Don't worry about it. And now swing your upper body from side to side. Very slowly. Don't rush yourself. Go from side to side. Bring some more weight to your right foot. Bring some more weight to the left foot. Inhale and exhale. Now you have your top of the mat, and you're going to turn to the top of the mat. Turn to the top of the mat, step your feet together in the front of your mat, and forward fold over the thighs. You drop your head, and you try to look in between your thighs up towards the ceiling. Don't try to stretch your legs. I can stretch my legs, and I can still forward fold, but don't do it when you stretch your legs immediately. There is no control in the muscles. You're just locking your joints, and which is not so good for your joints. So bend your knees, bring your chest on your thighs, grab your elbows, and push your elbows towards the floor. So let gravity help you here. Finally, there's something good about gravity. Hang in there. Now push a little bit more with your big toes into the floor. It's like pushing pins into your mat. Hang in there. And notice your breath. How is your breath doing? Because if you're hanging upside down, some of the people think they might get dizzy from this, but it's not of the position that you're in, but it's more the lack of breathing. So try to breathe carefully. So exhale slowly through your mouth, inhale deeply through your nose. And then try to keep your legs and your hips as still as possible, and then swing your upper body around your legs. It's a small movement, but it can be very, very nice and satisfying for your lower back. So feel how you can lengthen your waist, trying to bring your ribcage more and more over the thighs. It's almost like honey oozing out of a jar. Just swing yourself around from side to side. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and this is the final one. And then you just place your hands on the floor, turn your fingers kind of outward, and then walk your feet away from the hands. And then slowly, softly lower your knees at the same time. So lower your knees at the same time. Yes, very, very much control in the pose. And then you have your hands maybe a little bit wider than your shoulders. If you have the ability to overstretch your elbows, don't do it, because it's going to wear your elbows out. So eventually you need new elbows, so they're hard to get. So bend your elbows, tuck under your toes, and try to push your back up towards the ceiling. The center of your back, this is your spine. You know the bones, all these little bones, they are called the spine. So you want to push your spine up towards the ceiling, and you want to lengthen your neck. So don't drop your head. Lengthen your neck, look forward. Try to look over the line, the imaginary line of your index fingers. And then push your palms down, your fingertips down, and lift your knees. Try to lift your knees. Keep your knees just above the floor. Approximately like 2 centimeters, maybe even less. Just floating. Now here you need, again, control of your breath. So how are you breathing? Exhale first, so, and then feel how you're inhaling by yourself. It goes automatically. When you have a good exhale, the inhale will go by itself. So pay attention to your exhales. Inhale through your nose. You can always exhale through your mouth. Push your back up. Keep your knees just above the floor. Hold on for 5 more countings from me, which can vary. Sometimes 5 is like, oh, it's quickly done. Sometimes 5 is like, yes, get on. Start counting for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees. Now shake your hips from side to side. Untuck your toes, but if you feel there's too much stretch going on in your ankles, tuck your toes under again. Swing your hips from side to side, then move your hips all the way to the left, move your hips over your heels, all the way to the right, and then come forward as far as you can go forward with your shoulders over the wrists. So draw a circle. Imagine that you can draw a circle with your belly button on the floor. And as the Americans say, the navel. And this is the final one. And then you place your elbows on the floor. Elbows on the floor. If you have your elbows on the floor, you ought to grab your elbows with your hands. So if you grab your elbows from the outside, you have to reach over. So not just fingertips are touching the elbows. No, wrap your hands around your shoulders, elbows, and then push your elbows down. So the space again in between your shoulders goes up, away from the floor. Now release your elbows, bring your hands forward, and bring your nose above your thumbs. Don't lower your head. So if you feel like you can't go on anymore, then try to lower down your knees. And then try to push your back up. So try first pushing your back up towards the ceiling, tucking in your navel, but also your ribs. So hug your ribs in, and then stretch your left leg. Lengthen your left leg, push your right knee down. So don't go with your hips to the right, and then lift your left leg. Make it nice and long. Feel that you have your nose still above your hands. So don't go here, back in between your shoulders, but stay with your nose above your hands, and then lower your left knee back to the floor. Do the same thing with the right. First, push down your left knee because it's the one that stables you. Then stretch your right leg, and then lift your right leg. So if you think you make it easier by stabilizing yourself first, you are kind of right, but you're doing it better. So you have more control. And then when you have more control, lower it down. Then you can do more exercises. So lift your left leg while pushing down your right knee. Can you feel that there is also a little bit more weight on your left elbow than on your right elbow? Then lower down the left knee again. Push down the left knee and stretch your right leg. Lift your right leg up, keep it high, lengthen your right leg, keep your nose above your thumbs, and then lower your right leg. Again, left leg. So push your right knee down, and this time you keep your left leg up. Try to keep your left thigh, so your upper thigh up, don't lower it down, and bend your left knee and pull your heel towards your buttocks. So go for your glutes. Push your nose above your thumbs, keep it there. Pull your navel in and up. Tuck your ribcage in, push your back up, bend your leg, stretch your leg. Bend your leg, stretch your leg. 4 more to go. 3 more to go. 2 more to go. Now bend your knee and pull your knee so close as possible towards your nose. Round yourself. Don't touch the floor with your knee. And then push your leg up again. So now you can arch a little bit. Now round yourself. And now lift your crown and lift your toes. And round yourself as much as you can. Bringing your nose closer to your knee. Bringing your knee closer to your nose. And then lift again. 2 more to go. Or maybe I said that already. And 1 more to go. Rounding your spine as much as you can. And then lower the knee. And then bring your knees to the edges of your mat or your towel. Bring your toes together and then push your hips slowly towards your feet. But remember your knees. So if your knees are hurting, then you don't go for the hurt. Just go for where it's good for you. Then place your full head somewhere in between your arms on the floor and then move your arms anywhere you want to have your arms. So if you want to relax your shoulders, bend your elbows more sideways, or maybe you want to wrap your arms around your legs, but try to feel what it feels good for you. So make it an exercise for yourself. And if you go to a group class, you will see that there are many different shapes for people to lay in. So feel what it feels good for you. Lower your full head on the floor, trying to keep your nose in line with your big toes. And try to sink a little bit deeper with your chest towards the floor. So you hang in between your thighs. There is enough space between your thighs. And you can feel that your belly expands when you inhale. And it comes back into your belly when you exhale. So it decreases. Take a deep inhale. It expands, and exhale, feel how it shrinks a little bit. And now pull your hands towards your knees, and then roll your spine up very gently, very carefully. Now place your knees underneath your hips, place your hands again underneath your shoulders, and now stretch your left leg, make it nice and long, push your right knee down, push your left hand down, stretch your right arm forward. Now try to lift the arm by turning your thumb up and lift your leg at the same time. So stretch everything here and diagonal stretch. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift. And this is the final one, lift. Now hold your arm and your left leg. So the right arm is up, the left leg is away. Now bring your right arm sideways and bring your left leg sideways. Look at your left foot, because otherwise it's going to the floor. So lift it up. Now bring it back, looking at your left hand. Don't overstretch your left elbow. And then we go sideways again. So move your right arm to the right and lift your left leg. 2 more to go. There we go. Push it sideways, look to the left, and bring it back. And this is the final one. So engage everything you have inside your belly, inside your leg, and in your arm, and then bring it back. And then lower the hand, only the hand, not the foot. So the leg is still up. Can you see it? Now turn your toes to your screen, and then lower your foot in line with the other foot, which is already on the floor, and turn the other foot backwards. So I'm turning my right foot back, and then I'm lifting my left arm. Lift your left arm. So you're standing here on your right knee, probably, maybe it's your left knee, and the other leg is nice and long. So come up, sit on your knee. If you need some padding for your knee, just use a pillow, rolled, a folded blanket, or whatever you can use for supporting your knee. Don't make it too hard for your knee. You have your shoulders above the hips, you have your hips nice and straight and parallel with the wall in front of you, and you push your hips kind of forward. So your knee is going down and the other leg is nice and long. Now lift your arms sideways. Exhale, lower your arms. You can always turn your mat if you have a hard time seeing and following the instructions. Turn your mat so you have a better view on the screen. And then grab your wrist on the side where your knee is on the floor. So pull that arm even longer. Then slowly lean, and you can lean with your head against the opposite arm towards the long leg. So look sideways, because it helps to push your shoulder up, back. So the shoulder which is on top, you want to push it back. Now inhale back to center, and then hands flat together. Lower the hands in front of the heart. Turn your upper body to the long leg. Feel how far you can turn, probably quite far. Can you feel where the resistance is? Where are you holding back? Where can you feel like this is the reason why I cannot turn all the way around? And then inhale back to center. Then turn in the opposite direction. Feel how far you can turn. Can you feel that there is a little bit more resistance, easier to find here? And then inhale back to center. Now lift your arms again, up. And then push your palms away. Push your palms away. So you have strong arms. Those arms are in one line. Can you see it? Then lean to your short leg, that side, and then slowly, slowly, slowly lower the hand to the floor. If your hand is too far forward, you're going to hurt your shoulders. So bring the hand a little closer so it's in a straight line underneath your shoulder. And the opposite arm is all the way up. You don't need to look up, but you can look up. Can you see your thumb? And you can look forward. If you have neck issues, if you feel this is pretty hard for your neck to stay in this position, then lower your ear towards your shoulder, but only your ear. So don't look at the floor, look forward. Try to look at the screen. Then lift your leg and lower the leg. Push your knee down, because with your knee you are so much stronger than with the hand you are on the floor. So don't move too far to the hand. Try to push your knee into the floor and lift your leg up and down. You will feel it here in your butt muscles. Up and down. 4 more to go. 4, 3. Trying to stabilize your upper body by pulling in your navel. And 1. Keep your leg up. Keep your leg up. Now keep it here. If you want to support your head, you can support your head with your hand if you want to. And otherwise, keep your arm up. Now bring the foot forwards and backwards. But not too far back, because otherwise your upper body is collapsing in the pose. So try to keep your upper body nice and still. So how far can you reach forward and how far can you reach back? 4 more to go. 3 more to go. How's your breath doing? The final 2, there we go. And the final 1. Then bring it back, lower it on the floor, lift yourself off the floor. Yes, reaching up, pushing down your knee, and then slowly bring your hands to your hips, on your hips. Now the long leg, which is pointing sideways, now bring it forward. Bring it forward and step it forward. In a mirror next to me, you can see where my foot is. My foot is underneath my knee. So my knee and ankle, which is important for your knee, are in the same line. Feel how you can lower your back leg a little bit closer to the floor without sinking into the knee. So don't bring too much pressure on your knee. Can you push a little bit with the knee? That's why you need support, the soft tissue underneath your knee, because otherwise you cannot push. Push your knee a little bit more into the floor. Keep your hand with this on the side, on the same leg which is in front. Leave that on your leg and lift the opposite arm up. Now make sure that your thumb is pointing backwards. Now stretch your arm by pushing your knee even further into the floor and then reach over, reach over. Can you feel the stretch here? Can you feel the stretch in your lower back? Can you feel the stretch around your shoulder? Exhale, inhale back and lower the hand towards the knee. So then you can change your hands. Lift the opposite hand. Lift it up, 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 and then lean over to the opposite side. How far can you lean without falling? So you need to contract your ab muscles, because otherwise you will fall, you will lose your stability. So a lot of your stability comes from your core, the center of the core. It's core stability. It's hardcore belly exercises here. And then inhale, lift, and then lower your hand. Now both arms, they go forward. Lift your hands up. Now reach forward and try to touch the floor in front of the foot. So reach all the way forward and your armpit is going to be on the knee. And then look forward, lift up and come back and lean on your back knee again. So exhale, lean forward as far as you can go. Inhale up. And now exhale, really nice and loud. So exaggerate a little bit more with your breath. Play with your breath. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, lowering. Final one, lifting up. Inhale, lift. Now exhale, lower the hands and interlace the fingers behind your back. So try to squeeze your elbows together. Bend your elbows a little bit more. It's easier to squeeze them together. Now stretch your arms and try to reach for your back leg and lift your rib cage. Can you look forward? Can you push your hip forward? Now exhale, bring the hands sideways, forward. Can you see me moving towards the knee? So I'm pushing my hips back, reaching my hands forward, interlacing my fingers, and then turn the palms of your hands forward and look at your knee, which is on the floor, and trying to push your hip a little bit more forward on that side. Exhale, inhale, lift, and exhale, lower the hands. Now tuck under the toes of the back foot, stretch the back leg. Can you keep your knee and your hip in the same height? So don't go too high, don't go too low. Hold your breath. No, don't hold your breath. Never ever hold your breath. Only when you want to make a more deeper exhale. Take a good inhale. Come on, hold on. I see people changing poses. It's quite hard work for your legs, isn't it? Take another deeper inhale. Now exhale, push yourself up and step forward. And then do a little dance. Okay, walk your feet back to your mat. Separate your legs. Take a deep inhale, bend your knees, open your arms sideways and up, and then drop your arms and then bend your knees. Inhale up and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And try to really exhale through your mouth. Make a little bit noise. Go crazy. Take a little bit deeper inhales and exhale. One more to go. And exhale. And place your hands again on your thighs. Lifting your rib cage. Walking your feet maybe a little bit more apart. Pushing your heels down. Lengthening your upper body. And turning your left shoulder down and looking over your right shoulder. How far can you push your head forward and how far can you lean back with your hips? So try to lower the hips and also at the same time push them back. Lift your chest. So arch your spine a little bit more. Inhale back to center and then change. So lower your right shoulder, turning your left shoulder up. Lengthen first, because when you lengthen, you will create more space to turn. And this is the best one to create more space between all your vertebrae. So all these bones on your back, you create a little bit more space. And when there is more space for your central nervous system. So your body will feels better, be more energized. And then inhale back to center. Roll your shoulders up, turn your toes forward, rolling down again with the shoulders and the arms. Rolling down, Exhale, just let gravity do its work again. Shake your head. Can you shake? And then try to bend your knees one at a time. And at the same time, you bring your upper body between your legs from one side to the other side. So you go towards the bent knee. Swing yourself from side to side. I'm going to turn to the opposite side of the mat, so it's easier for you to see what I do. Maybe you want to change your mat as well, so you can see what to do. And then you turn to the short side of your mat. You step your feet together, and then forward fold over the thighs. Now first, bend your knees. It feels a little bit more like a ski jumper, you know, those guys that go like for really far distances and they jump. And now stay here. Bring your chest on your thighs. Now wrap your arms behind your legs, around your legs. Now go and grab your opposite arm. If you have your opposite arm, maybe you have to adjust your feet a little bit more. So if your feet are really nice and wide, then you don't be able to grab the elbows, for instance. So if you move your feet a little closer, you will be able to grab the outside of your upper arm. Now forward fold over your thighs and try to slide your arms a little bit more down towards your ankles. And then maybe you can bring your forehead on your shins, but don't work on stretching your legs. So keep your knees bent. So now how's your breath doing? Are you still breathing? Can you feel where the stretch is the most? Is it in your lower back? Bend your knees a little bit more. Relax your chest on your thighs. And make it easier by slowly exhaling. So make your breath slower. So surrender a little bit more into the breath. It will help you. Take another deeper inhale. And exhale slowly. Place your hands in front of your feet. Turn your fingers a little bit more sideways. And then walk your feet away from your hands. And then bend your knees and lower your knees at the same time to the floor. Now, if you have your knees a little bit too far back, then walk your knees a little closer. Or if you have your knees too close, walk your knees a little bit further back. Because your knees ought to be underneath your hips and your hands ought to be underneath your shoulders. Turn your fingers a little bit out, bend your elbows a little bit more, round your spine. It's called cat stretch. So imagine that you're a cat and a very, very angry cat. And then inhale, lift the crown of your head and your sacrum as well, your sit bones. Exhale, rounding the spine, pulling your navel in towards your belly. And inhale, lengthen your navel, lifting your crown of the head, but also those two sit bones, so arching your spine. Exhale, round your spine as much as you can, keep a round back, and then move your hips from side to side again. So you keep your back round, because then you are contracting your belly muscles. And when you do so, you are protecting your back. So protect your back by tucking in your navel, your belly button, and move your hips to the right. Move your hips over the heels to the left. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, go sideways, backward, and exhale, go forward. Inhale from the right side towards the left side. One more time. Draw a nice big circle. Feel how you bring the weight from one knee to the other knee, from one hand to the other hand, and then stop in center. Now bring your elbows to the floor. Elbows to the floor. Again, grab the outside of your upper arms to have your elbows exactly lined underneath your shoulders. Then bring your fingers together, interlace your fingers, push down the lower arms. So your lower arms are on the floor. You bring your nose again above your thumbs. If you bring your nose again above your thumbs, sometimes you can feel like you're moving your hips further forward, which is true. So bring your knees a little bit more underneath your hips. If you look at your legs, then your head is hanging, but you just look first. Then you want to have your outside line of your knee in line with the outside line of your hips. So don't bring your knees too narrow, neither too far out, because otherwise you have difficulty controlling the hips, and your hips swing from side to side. And preventing your hips from swinging from side to side, you need control from your belly, but also you need the outlinement of your knees. So knees underneath your hips, elbows underneath your shoulders, nose above your thumbs. We start pushing down the right knee to help you to stretch your left leg, and then you lift your left leg up. But don't lift your left leg too high because then you're going to arch your spine. You want to keep control in your belly. So tuck your belly in, ribcage in, and then lower your right foot and bring the right knee back. Push your right knee into the floor, lengthen your left leg, and lift your left leg. Feel how far you can lift your left leg. Stretch it nice and long. And exhale, slowly lower it down. Right knee stretches. Right knee lifts. Keep your nose above your thumbs. Stretch your right leg. Lower slowly your right leg while you're exhaling, pushing your right knee down. Inhale, lengthen the left leg. Lift your left leg again, up. And exhale, slowly lower it down. And there we go again. Right leg. Keep your right leg up in the air. Now stay here this time. Don't lean with your hips to the left. Don't compensate with your hips. Try to push your elbow, right elbow down into the floor and your left knee into the floor. Keep your nose above your thumbs. So push your back of your head a little bit up and then bend your knee and stretch your knee without dropping the right thigh. So keep your right thigh where it is. So try to push your back up. Move your chest away from the floor. Pull your belly in and exhale while you squeeze. Like imagine that you be an orange squeezer. So squeezing all these oranges in the increase of your knees. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more to go. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now hold the squeeze and then try to bring your knee as close to your nose as possible. And then you can bring your nose closer to your knee as well, rounding your spine. Don't touch the floor. And then inhale, lift your foot and lift the crown of your head. So you want to have mobility in your back. So you don't want to have it all stiff. You want to move with care and round your spine. Exhaling, squeezing all the air out. And now inhale, lift, creating space in your chest and your belly for your breath. And then exhale, round your spine. Inhale, lift. The final one, there we go. Final squeezing everything together. So squeeze as much as you can. Push your elbows down, round your spine. Push your back up towards the ceiling. And then lower your knee and separate your knees. And bring your buttocks towards the heels. And then move your arms a little bit more sideways, lowering the forehead to the floor. Tip of the nose is touching the floor. Don't flatten your nose. Be able to breathe through your nose. Exhale always possible through your mouth if you want to. Sometimes it helps because you can hear your breath a little bit more. And by being able to hear your breath, you can focus more on your breath. How is your breath doing? Feel how you're breathing. Expand your chest, expand your belly when you inhale, and feel how it contracts when you exhale. So inhale, it expands. And exhale, it contracts together. 1 more. Inhale, deep, slow inhale through your nose. Smile on your lips might help to deepen your breath. And then exhale, bring your hands towards your knees. Bring your chin towards your chest. Look at your belly and roll up. Bringing the knees together, placing the hands again underneath your shoulders. Turn your fingers kind of out, not all the way sideways, but your index finger is pointing to the corner of your mouth, or whatever you're on. Elbows not completely locked, so keep a micro bend if your elbows, if you need it. And then feel how you can stretch your right leg again. Keep it on the floor, because if you lift your leg immediately, you might sink in your hips. So you want to stabilize your hips by pushing your right foot a little bit down into the mat. Now, do the same thing with the left arm. So diagonal stretch again. Turn your left thumb up. It helps you to get more mobilization in your shoulder. And then lift your left arm. At the same time, lift your right leg. So feel how you can stretch yourself diagonally from your left hand towards the right foot. You can flex the foot if you want to. It makes it a little bit easier to relax your calf muscle. And then we're going to move sideways. You're going to look at your right leg. So you move your left arm to the left, and at the same time you move your right leg to the right. And then it goes back forward again. So look to the right when you bring your right leg to the right. Can you see right foot? And then bring it back forward, backwards. And exhale. And inhale. And one side is easier than the other. Can you feel the difference? I can feel the difference. And 1 more to go. And then you bring it back, and your hand is going forward. Now you just lower the hand to the floor. You turn your toes to the screen, and then you lower the foot in line with the opposite foot. So up, move the ball, place your foot on the floor. Then turn your leg, which is on the floor, to the back wall. And then lift your arm, rise with the arm. Now imagine that you are in between glass. So you want to keep your hips, your shoulders above each other. So your right shoulder is above the left shoulder, right hip is above the left hip. Push your knee, which is on the floor, into the mat. So whatever your knee you have on the floor, push it down. It helps you to bring your hips more forward. It helps you to engage a little bit more muscle quality in the belly. Now lift the arm. Can you see your thumb? Can you shake your head? Is your hand lined underneath your shoulder? That's nice to have. Then push your knee down and pull yourself up from the hand, which is in the air. Then it's easier to grab some padding. You can fold your mat, for instance, in twos. You can grab a blanket or whatever you want to push underneath your knee. You need to push, so don't grab a pad. Lift your arms and pull the arm, which is on the short side, longer. So pull it longer. Reach for the long leg, but look in the opposite direction. So move your shoulder backwards again, move your hip forward, and you feel you're not squeezing here on the right side, but you're lengthening on this side. So if this is your left side, lengthen everything in the left side. If it's your right side, lengthen everything on the right side. Inhale back to center, hands flat together, lower the hands in front of the sternum, in front of the heart, and then turn to the long leg. And you feel probably not so much resistance here. It's quite easy to turn all the way to the long leg. Now, if you turn to the opposite side, you will find out, and inhale back to center, you will find out that there is more resistance if you turn to the opposite side. So feel how far you can turn. Exhale. There's a little bit more contraction going on in your long leg, in your lower back, and inhale back to center. Now lift your arms, open your arms again, push the palms of your hands away, lower your shoulders, and then lean sideways. And then try to touch the floor with the hand. Lift your arm, look again at your thumb, push your hips forward, both of them, while the upper hip is leaning kind of backwards. And then you can look up at your hand, but it's quite heavy for your neck. You can look forward, or you drop your ear towards your shoulder, but don't look at the floor, look forward and up and down. So it's going up and down. And how high it goes, well, it depends a little bit of your mobility, but also of your strength and how steady can you keep your upper body. So your upper body stays still. Don't move with your belly, don't move with your back. Keep it nice and still. Try to control the movement that you make, but also try to combine your movement with your breath. So lift on an inhale, lower when you exhale. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. 2 more, and 1 more to go. Up. Now flex your foot, so make sure that your toes are pointing straight forward and push your leg forward and then backward. We're trying to keep your upper body nice and still. So keep squeezing, and you might feel it here, and you might feel it here, and you might feel it in your arms, and you might feel it in your breath, but you're still working. Come on, keep going. 2 more to go. Forwards and backwards. And the final one, go forward, reaching, go back, and then lower the leg. And then lift yourself up again. Then pull once more on the wrist, because it's nice for your wrist as well. So pull on the wrist, pull yourself sideways, exhale. Inhale, come back up, then lower your hands on your hips, and then bring the long leg forwards. So step it forwards again. Yes. Okay, but how far forwards? Your knee is not in front of your toes. You always make sure that your toes are a little bit more forward than your knee is. It's safer for your knee. If you feel like, oh, I have a hard time stabilizing myself, make sure that your knee is in line with your hip, and your opposite knee is underneath the hip. So don't make it too small, too narrow, because then you're having a hard time stabilizing yourself. Both hands on your knees. We start with the arm, which is on the side of the leg, which is in front. So lift that arm, stretch it up, feel how you can sink in your back leg, and then reaching up and over. So you need to push a little bit with the knee. Look forward, and reach sideways. Exhale, and then inhale, come back up, and then lower that hand again on your knee, and then lift the opposite arm. So on this leg, which is the knee, which is where the knee is on the floor. And reaching over. Sometimes I strumble with the words. It's like tongue twisters from my mouth. Exhale, and my brain as well, of course. Inhale up, and exhale, lower the hand. Both arms, they go forwards. Now hold your Valentine gift. It's like a precious gift. It might be your heart. And you lift it, and you look at it, and it's beautiful. And then you softly want to place it somewhere in front of you. So you reach forward, forward, forward. Bring your armpit on your knee on the same side. So if it's your right arm or your right leg forward, then it's your right armpit on your knee. And then inhale, lift, push your back knee into the floor and lift your rib cage, lift the arms, reaching up, reaching back, but keep your gaze in between your hands. And exhale forward, especially when it's your heart, what you're holding, you need to take care of it. Inhale, lift. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. And exhale, reaching forward. And inhale, lift, like, ooh, Hakuna Matata, yeah? You hold the lion, your own lion. And exhale, bring it forward. And this is the final one. Okay, there we go. Lift up, 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 up. Then let go of the heart. It's in the universe. And then move your arms sideways, sideways, sideways. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Try to squeeze your elbows closer. It's easier when you have your elbows bent. So bend your elbows, squeeze them together. Then lift your sternum. Push your back knee into the floor and reach up with your chest. And try to stretch your arms to the back leg, which is all the way back. And exhale, come with your arms forwards. Interlace the fingers. Now bring the weight to the back knee. So push yourself backwards. I'm almost stretching the front leg. And then push your hips forwards as well. Pushing the palms of your hands forwards. Look between your arms towards the knee, which is on the floor. Push your hip forward. And then inhale, reaching up. Bring the weight to the front foot. And lower the arms. Place your hands on your hips. Now tuck under the toes of the back leg. Look forward, focus on the point in front of you. Then lift your back knee, stretch your back leg, stay low so that your thigh muscle is working, but also the back leg is working. Feel how it's working, how it's working, how it's working. Okay, take a good deep inhale. Sometimes the burning sensation is too big, then you want to step out. Take another deeper inhale, exhale slowly. Prepare for your next inhale. Now exhale, step forward. And do a little dance. Yes, 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 do a little dance. Very good, nice work. Okay, separate your feet nice and wide, hands on your hips. Now move your knees from side to side. Stay high with your shoulders and push your hips from side to side, a little bit more. Now lean forward with your chest. Move your hips from side to side. Place your hands on your inner thighs. Move your knees out, hands on your thighs. Inhale, lift your rib cage. Turn your left shoulder down. Look over the right shoulder. Exhale completely. So really lengthen your exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn a little bit deeper. Lower your hips as much as you can. And inhale back to center. And turn your opposite shoulder. Turn your right shoulder down. Inhale, lengthen. Now exhale as complete as possible. Inhale even a little bit more length. And exhale, you might go a little bit deeper. And then inhale back to center. And turn your toes forward. Now rolling down your shoulders and your arms. Bend your knees. Drop your head. Swing yourself from side to side. And it doesn't matter which side you turn to, but turn to your short side of the mat. Step your feet together. Make sure that you have the distance between your feet as big that your head might be in between your feet. We're not going to place the head in between the feet, don't worry. But you're going to bend your knees. Your knees are pointing straight forward. Your heels they might come off. My heels always come off, but some of the heels, they stay on the floor. And you have the same distance between your knees for your head. So drop the head in between your knees. Now hug your arms around your thighs. Squeeze with your arms against your legs, and it will help you to release some of the tension in your lower back. It's very good for your Well, your sacrum there. So feel how it goes there. Can you use your arms for a little bit of compression? Resist with your arms, push with your legs against your arms. Take another deeper inhale. And then exhale, place one hand behind you. Fingers are pointing sideways or forwards. Other hand behind you. And then trying to lower your hips as soft and slow as you can. Yes, lower it down. And then stretch your legs forward and roll through your back. Bring your hands on top of your knees. Make sure that you have your head in line with your neck in line with your center of the back. Push your back against the floor, hold your knees, and draw some circles. You can pull with your arms on your legs. You can push with your legs against your hands. So if you feel like your head is rolling as well and your hips start turning as well, this is how it's supposed to be. So turn yourself, soft, gentle rotation. Make it nice and easy, nice and slowly. If you want to make it an exercise for your lower belly, for your belly muscles more, then grab something in between your knees, like for instance the ball. Don't hold your knees and then draw those circles. Never ever cross your ankles because then the pelvic floor muscles are not working. And then turn in the opposite direction. So feel free to grab something if you want to make it a little bit more challenging for yourself. Do so. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your knees nice and parallel. Keep your feet also nice and parallel. Lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Look between the space of your knees, in the space in between your feet, and then interlace the fingers behind your head. You can start with your neck, behind your neck, and then move your hands a little bit more up towards the head. Don't drop your head inside your hands too far, because then your elbows start to widen. Don't bring your elbows too narrow, because then you're pulling on your head, but you want to support your head. So your elbows are somewhere in between. They're pointing sideways. Then you can squeeze your knees together and also your feet together. Lengthen your left leg, push your left leg away, keep pulling your right knee towards you, and then change. Pull your left leg towards you and push your right leg away. Keeping your lower back on the floor. So don't drop your head, because otherwise you have the tendency to arch your spine. Keep your back flat on the floor. So push your lower back against the mat. And if you push your back a little bit more in the mat and you push your leg away, you might feel you're coming up with your shoulders a little bit higher. So push and pull, and push, exhale, and pull. Push it away and pull. If you lower your leg too low, then also you might feel your lower back is coming off the floor. So if you want to make it more accessible, then you can also push your leg up towards the ceiling if you want to. At first, it's nicer to do it like this, then you develop some strength, and eventually your legs go lower and lower without arching the spine. So keep a flat back on the floor. That's the most important. Okay, 2 more to go. There we go. 2, and also 2 here, of course, and 1, and 1. Now bring your knees together, squeeze them together, interlace the fingers on top of your knees, and then lower your head. If you have a hard time in your knees, you can also interlace the fingers inside your knees. So then your hands are folded inside your knees. So feel what suits you the best. Can you pull your knees a little closer to your chest, but keep your head on the floor? Roll your head from side to side. Squeeze your elbows really nice and close to your body. And then bring your head back to center. Then separate your knees. If you want to have some support, you can use a pillow behind your head. If you think you're fine with your neck muscles, then try to keep your eyes on the prize. And your prize is a flat belly. So look at your belly. So lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Keep your gaze at your belly. Hands around your legs. So on the outside of the legs, they are touching your ankle bones. And what you're going to do is first only your arms. So when you reach up with the arms, your arms are beside your ears, not behind your ears, just beside your ears. And then you move your arms forwards and back towards the legs. So if they go up, just next to your ears, and then forwards. So you reach up, exhale, inhale back. Exhale, inhale back. Final example with the arms. So only the arms, they do this. Nothing fancy. Then you're going to do this with your legs. So you push your legs together and you push your legs forward. But keep in mind that you want to have a flat back. So push your legs together, push your back into the mat. 2 more to go. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Now a combination, and then it's double leg stretches with the arms. So combine it with your arms, and you move your arms and your legs at the same time, exhaling. Inhale and exhale. You can make it loud, like blowing out a candle. 2 more to go. There we go. Come on. 2. And 1. And now squeeze everything together. Bring your nose towards your knees. Bring your knees towards your nose. Exhale completely. Take a deep inhale slowly. Lower down your shoulders. You can adjust your arms so you can still hold your knees, but keep your knees, ankles together. Don't cross your ankles, and try to feel how you can lower your entire back against the floor. Then roll your head gently from side to side. Feel how you can roll. Now only place your right foot on the floor and wrap your left leg around the right leg. It's important, and especially for women. For men it's not so important because you guys, you have stable hips. The bone structure is completely different than with women. Women, they need to use their muscles a little bit more. That's why you really need to wrap your upper thighs together. So if you want to try to bring your right hand in between your thighs, you really need to squeeze so that it's a hard time to bring the hand in between your thighs. It's almost impossible. Now open your arms. Turn your palms open, so relax your shoulders on the floor. Move your hips a little bit more to the left, and then drop your knees to the right. Very slowly, because you don't want to lift your left shoulder. If your left shoulder came off, then you went too far with your knees. Nothing to worry about, because you just bring your knees back up. You bring your left shoulder back to the floor, and then slowly start dropping your knees again until you feel you're safe enough to keep your left shoulder on the floor. Look to your left side. Feel the weight of your left knee on top of your right leg. Exhale. Squeeze your thighs together. Take another deeper inhale. And exhale, push your knees back up together. Then separate your legs. Move your hips back to center and slide your legs out over the floor. Feel the difference between the left leg and the right leg. We do something more, because these twisting and turnings are very good for your bowel system. They improve your bowel system, your digestion. And then you bend your right knee. Bring your right knee towards your chest. You can stretch your right leg, bend your right neck. Keep your left leg nice and long. Now bend your right knee, interlace the fingers and place them on top of your knee or in the increase of your knee. Whatever you want to hold on to, because it's your knee, take care of your knee. Try to squeeze your elbows close to your upper body as possible to move your shoulders away from the ears. Now don't pull your right knee towards the right shoulder, but try to pull your shoulder towards the sternum, so the center of your chest, up. If it's very easy to bring your thigh on your chest, then push your thigh a little bit away in the hands. So you can pull, but you can push at the same time. You won't see the difference from the outside, but you can feel it on the inside. Try to imagine that you can lengthen your right sit bone over the floor forwards towards the left foot. So just close your eyes and imagine like an antenna. You lengthen it. Draw a circle with the right foot, also in the opposite direction. And then stop the movement of the foot. Then place your left foot on the floor and wrap your right leg around the left leg. Squeeze your inner thighs together, open your arms, look to the right, move your hips to the right, and then slowly, without lifting up your right shoulder off the floor, moving your knees towards the left. Very slowly, very slowly. Take care. Don't rush yourself into it. Feel how your belly is doing. Now you feel a little bit more compression here on the left side. This is where your pancreas is, your spleen, all these intestines on the inside. Also, you give them a massage, which is very good for your general health. So it's not only for your muscularity or your posture, but also for your intestines. And that's why you feel better if you have accomplished a training because everything worked better. Now squeeze your knees together and push your legs back up. Separate your legs. Move your hips back to center. Slide your legs out. Feel the difference between the left leg and the right leg. Sometimes you can feel your bowel system already working. It's like it starts like a coffee machine. So blop, 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 blop. Keep your right leg on the floor. Bend your left knee. This is also called wind removing pose. So if you do it with your partner, it's Valentine's Day. Keep that in mind. And pull your knee, left knee, to the center of your chest. So towards the sternum, the bone here in between your rib cage, in the center of your rib cage. That's called the sternum. So again, close your eyes and imagine that you can lengthen your left sit bone over the floor towards the right foot. And draw some circles with your left foot because it helps to release the tension from your iliac psoas. And turn it the opposite direction. And it's your hip flexor. So it makes the movement possible that you can bring your knee towards your chest. And if you turn some circles with the foot, sometimes it releases a little bit more of the tension, which also gives more freedom in your lower back. Now stop the movement with the left foot. Place your left foot back on the floor. Keep your eyes closed. Just feel how your body is feeling. Feel how the back of your body is making an imprint on the floor. Place your hands somewhere on your belly. Move your feet a little bit more apart so the outside of your feet can drop to the floor, melt to the floor a little bit more. You can open your palms of your hands, place your arms beside you on the floor. Just take 3 breaths here. We do it with care, we do it together. So take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold your inhalation. Inhale a little bit more. And exhale through your mouth. Second time. Inhale through your nose with a smile on your lips. Makes it easier to inhale. Hold your breath. Inhale a little bit more. Feel that this is possible. Hold your breath. And exhale through your mouth. So let it go. Feel you're sinking into the floor. Hold your exhale. Exhale a little bit more. Feel the squeezing of your abdominals. And then take another deeper inhale. Hold your inhalation. Hold your smile. Inhale for the final one. Inhale a little bit more. And with your next exhale, your own breath comes back to you. And then you start wiggling with your toes and your fingers. You start moving your wrists, your ankles, your legs. You stretch yourself. Make yourself nice and long and really tall. And then you can be very proud of yourself because you're accomplished your Sunday morning practice. Roll to your sides. This is safer. And then push yourself up. And then come sitting on your sit bones. You can sit in shoemaker's lace, or how do you call it? Separate your knees to the edge, to the side. Place your hands somewhere on your thighs. Bring your shoulders above the hips. Arms, they go sideways up. Take in a lot of positive vibes. Exhale smoothly. Lower your arms and slowly lower the arms. Draw your arms up again. Take another deep inhale. Look at your hands. Lower your hands in front of the heart. And then you bow towards yourself and you thank yourself for your inner power, your inner beauty. Be proud of who you are. Namaste. Have a very good day.